Hey internet friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lindsay or LiJo, and today I'm going to be speaking with you on how to get better at NI. Maybe you have NI, Introverted Intuition, in your function stack, or perhaps you don't have it in your function stack and you just want to learn a little bit more about how you can implement, think about bringing this function into your life, improving it some. So we're gonna get started. If you'd like to talk to me about this subject, anything with the cognitive functions, your brain's journey, you can book a video session with me below. So let's go. So today we're just going to be looking at one facet of NI and how you can kind of use that to improve NI in your life, no matter what cognitive functions you have. Now, for myself, I have this NI function, and when I was originally typed as being an INTJ with NI first, I really didn't know. I really didn't understand what NI was. And, I'm hearing, okay, this is your first function or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but like, what am I doing that's actually? And then you start to peel back the layers and you realize that in fact, it's what you're doing all the time. And then a few years later, you realize how terrifying it is that your own consciousness is steps behind what your NI is doing all of the time. So let that sink in. Whatever your first function is, it's running your show, you don't even know it. That being said, once I began to peel back the layers and see really how NI was just seeping out of my being in every part of my life, I really began to understand how I could communicate it better to other people. So NI is obsessed with running the simulation of possible future scenarios so that it can narrow down and pick the best possible one and exclude and block off all the other ones that are not optimal from happening. This is where we get the whole kind of chessboard analogy with NI users, especially the INTJs. It's saying, how do I get to checkmate and make sure that these other things that could happen, the chaos, right, from the other player, is being blocked off so that I can in fact get to where I want to go without any of this stuff getting in the way. It's very much looking ahead, running the simulations so that it can get through in the most optimal way possible. Okay, so there is something you want to do in life. There's something. You pick your something. You probably already have it. It can be a little something. It can be a big something. There's something you want to do in life. Now, let's add some NI into that equation, and let's think about some use cases. And what you're going to do after this video is take this concept and apply it onto your own thing you want to do and run it for yourself, run the simulations for yourself. Let's say you want to start bringing in some passive income and you want to start an online store in which you sell widgets. So what is the NI simulation that is going to run on, I want to build an online store that sells widgets? Well, first, what NI is going to do is ask, well, what are the major categories associated with building an online store? And in no particular order, right? You have the product itself, you have stock of the product or the inventory, you have the user interface in which the person goes onto a website, right, to be able to interact and see this product. You have payment processing, and then you have shipping, right? So those are some just general overall major categories that need to be looked at. When you say, I want to build an online store, NI is saying, okay, here are some categories that are breaking down into and going into this online store subject. So let's just take a quick note at when, I or another NI user hear someone say, I want to build an online store. We can't help but run these categorical simulations on what's involved in that, what brings this together. And then we start getting nervous because we're like, does this person even realize what's actually involved in this? Do they actually understand that all these parts are going to be needed and that, this stuff all needs to come together or else the whole thing isn't going to work? But I digress. So what you're going to want to do next is look at each of these categories and then start to simulate out the best path for each one. So let's just take the category of the product itself. So what's involved in creating the product itself? Is it something that you can create easily? How much time would it take if you would have to create it? Do you have that ability to put that time allotment into making these products, or is it something that should be outsourced? Let's say that you find that it's best to actually outsource the product. Okay, well now we're going to tackle the category of inventory, right? So now as it relates to inventory, these people you'll be outsourcing with, how many of this product can they get in at one time? Are you going to have a warehouse to keep this product? Or is it something that you can have shipped to the location of the person purchasing? Each simulation that is run is narrowing down to a solution, because overall, what's the actual goal? Well, the goal is to build an online store that sells widgets. So everything that we're doing is narrowing down a path to do that thing. NI is trying to find the best route with as few potholes and chaos as possible. All right, that's it for this video. I hope this kind of simulation running exercise is something that you can kind of throw into your life, something that you want to do. Remember, it can be a really small something or it can be a bigger something. And just the process of taking this concept and applying it to your own scenario, well, that uses NI as well. So I hope this is beneficial to you. There will be more videos like this coming out related to the other functions, and again, just one facet of NI, but I think one that will translate easily to you. So I will see you in my next video. Bye. NI is trying to find, I just can't talk. I can't. So fun fact, I almost didn't check my audio before I started this segment of filming. And thank goodness I remembered, because in fact my audio would have been off for not only this video, but all 4 of my upcoming videos. So disaster avoided.